Mitsubishi Galant was a four-door sedan with a four-cylinder and was even offered in all-wheel drive. It was basically the Evo before the Evo. Mitsubishi hit up AMG to have them do some work on the Galant, and AMG was like, all right, well, we usually do V8 stuff, but this could be fun. The Galant AMG was front-wheel drive, and unlike the Evo, naturally aspirated, but it had the same motor, the 4G63, and AMG tuned it to redline at $8,000. They also gave the Galant the standard AMG treatment with body tweaks and new wheels. Only 500 were ever made, and all of them were sold in Japan, so f*** us. Back in Germany, the first car developed in the new Mercedes-AMG contract partnership was the C36 AMG. This new sedan was aimed squarely at the BMW M3 and even used a straight-six engine like its Bavarian counterpart. In 1998, the C36 got an upgrade in the C43, which returned to AMG's V8 roots. For their entire history, every single one of AMG's V8 engines has been hand-built. Each of the 250 people currently working at the AMG engine plant has their own set of tools, and each craftsman builds one engine at a time from start to finish. They're so good at it that it only takes them about 3 hours to complete an engine.
My fingers hurt.
After each engine is built, the final step is placing an individualized placard on the intake with the engine builder's signature. They sign their work because they're proud of it. In 1999, Mercedes bought a majority interest in AMG, which means they were still free to do whatever they wanted as long as it was only on Mercedes-Benz models. One of the first official cars AMG would build for Mercedes was another race car for the road, the CLK GTR. The race version was developed in 1997 for the FIA's GT Championship, and the rules required that 25 road legal cars had to be built. But after 2 years, the series was canceled and AMG decided to build the cars anyway. The CLK GTR was not powered by a V8 like AMG's previous cars, but a 6.9 liter, 69, V12 capable of 604 horsepower and a top speed of 214 miles per hour. After the car ended production, Mercedes would keep building the V12 for Pagani, who used it in their Zonda and Huayra supercars. Only one man at AMG is certified to build it. His workspace is sectioned off from everybody else. They make him work in a little room by himself. This is real. He must be going insane. With the CLK GTR, Hammer, and Red Pig under their belt, AMG had a reputation for building cars that had a knack for standing out. But what if you wanted something to blend in? The 2005 E55 AMG wagon was the car for you. It was the ultimate sleeper. From the outside, it looked like your typical suburban kid hauler. The only clues being the AMG and compressor badges. But if you looked under the hood, you'd find a hand-built 5.4 liter supercharged V8. Through all of AMG's life, they've stayed true to their philosophy of building performance models of any Mercedes. Unlike BMW's M division, who only focus on cars with lateral agility, like me. What this means is that there are a ton of AMG versions of cars you wouldn't expect, like the R63, a V8 powered minivan with over 500 horsepower, and the G65, a G-Wagon with a bi-turbo V12. There's even an A45 AMG, a hatchback with 355 horsepower and all-wheel drive. But the craziest AMG of them all, by far, the G63 AMG 6x6. This six-wheeled behemoth weighs in at over 9,000 pounds and rides on 37-inch off-road tires. It was originally developed for the Australian military, but some Mercedes VIPs saw it in action and said, hey, give that thing a nice interior and we'll buy some. The 6x6 can go pretty much anywhere and over anything. It, of course, has six-wheel drive and can inflate and deflate its tires depending on conditions. I want one. So what's next for AMG? In the spirit of the Red Pig and the CLK GTR, AMG is once again putting everything they've learned at the track into one car, the Mercedes-AMG Project 1. Mercedes has won a Formula One championship 4 times in a row, and to celebrate, they're building an F1 car for the street. Mercedes says the Project 1 will use a drivetrain and hybrid system, which Mercedes claims will make 1,000 horsepower. And the steering wheel isn't even a wheel, it's a rectangle because it's a race car. From modest beginnings building engines out of a garage in Germany to designing the most incredible hypercar ever, the AMG story is one of precision, perseverance, and building absolute sledgehammers out of sophisticated sedans. F***ing sick. That's everything you need to know to get up to speed on AMG.